Today we are talking to Anissa Oden, who is the founder and CEO of MyBoopy, which is all about online dating and recently debuted an app, MyBoopy, that helps you find love on the go. So I want to learn all about MyBoopy, but I also want to learn about finding love online and why you are so interested in helping us through the technology that's needed to do so.
You know, I've always been fascinated with dating and relationship. I actually find that to be my passion, and I got into it really from my own personal experience. I actually met my husband online, and having being interested in the dating and relationship field, my husband and I decided that we would try to tap into look into um, you know, creating a site that other people can find love. And so as we were, putting our heads together, we decided that, we need to come up with something that people can enjoy their dating experience wherever they are. And so that was sort of the beginning of how we came up with the MyBoopy app. And so, our slogan is real people, real connections, real time. And that's exactly what it is. Wherever you are, the app follows you.
Yeah, I actually downloaded it to my phone and I thought it was really cool because I hadn't entered any profile information. So I got quite a number of people who were around my area, but I was just at the office. So I was like, there's another my boopy person. Like, I don't know who it was, but.
No, it's growing. We just launched in December, and people are downloading it every day, and so we're really excited about it. And so, yeah, wherever you are, it's great because it's called a location based app, and what that means is, like I said, it follows you wherever you are. If you're at a restaurant, if you're at the airport, if you're at work, if you're at home, you're part of the MyBoopy community. You have your app on. It constantly looks for people that meet your preferences, and it lets you know when there's somebody nearby, and then it gives you the control to do what you want to do with that information. Whether you want to chat, whether you want to meet up, it's all there. The ball is in your court.
So, for those of us or people out there who are interested in online dating, I mean, there's still a little bit of a stigma, maybe not so much as it was maybe 2, 3, 5 years ago. But what do you say to people who think that online dating is weird or that, only people who can't meet other people in real life try to find love online?
You know what? I must be a weirdo.
A weirdo in love.
Because what I say is that, I tip off my hat to anyone that takes a proactive stance in trying to find love. And, there has been a increase of acceptance with the online dating. And just to talk about numbers, we're talking about, between 2007 and 2012, the percentage of people that go to online dating has quadrupled.
Wow.
I mean, it was something like 23% back in '07, and now it's something like 74%. So the numbers don't lie. I mean, obviously, somebody likes it.
So what are some of your tips for people to make the experience a little bit better in talking to people and your own experience? What have you learned that helps?
I have a lot of tips. I could probably talk about it for hours, but for the sake of this interview, I'll keep it brief. When you're choosing, deciding that you want to do online dating, the first thing that you want to make sure that you do is create, a screen name that represents you. You don't want to start out with a name that kind of gives you wrong, not good attention. So, for example, if you want to use the username and say, my username is Sex Kitten, well, you're going to get attention, but it may not be the attention that you want. So you just want to be careful and be mindful of how you pick your screen name. I always say, less is more when you're entering information about yourself with your profile. You want to provide enough information to get the user interested, but you also want to leave, have just enough information so that person can, want to get to know you better. So keep your profile brief, keep it to the point, and a lot of times what I find is people people don't really read all of that information anyway. And so it's just best to just kind of keep it brief.
But keep it accurate, too, I would assume.
Definitely keep it accurate, and that's actually point number 3. Pictures. Please, I encourage people to take as many pictures, post as many pictures as possible. You almost want to create a scenario as if you're meeting someone in real time, as if you were meeting them in person at that moment. And so, recent pictures, that's an absolute must. You should not be posting pictures on there that are 10 years old or that it doesn't look anything like you. You are already coming out of the gate giving a bad perception about you. I mean, it's sort of a trust issue if you're putting outdated pictures on there and then you actually meet someone and then you look nothing like that. I encourage multiple pictures, face shots, full shots, smile. You want a warm and inviting picture of yourself, fun shots. Avoid the self-portrait in the bathroom photo, please.
All of these.
Oh, man. They are extremely popular. But
they are.
We call that the MySpace photo. I think that's what it's called. But if you could avoid that, that would be great. One thing that I encourage people to not do is pigeonhole themselves when it comes to putting down their preferences. And the example that I like to use is that, if you're a woman that's 5'2", and you have on your preference that you don't want a man shorter than 6'1", I mean, do you really have to have someone that's a foot taller than you, or, do you just want someone that's taller than you? So don't pigeonhole yourself, as far as when you create a preference, because you actually end up losing out on a lot of different people, so just kind of be open-minded about it. And another thing that, the most important rule is to really practice common sense.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, like some of the safety concerns and issues surrounding meeting somebody you kind of know nothing about.
Usually if you have established a rapport with someone online and you've established a time where you're going to actually meet that person, by this time you already have maybe email address or a cell phone number. Google is a great first step to finding out about this person. There are different websites that you can tap into that actually utilizes cell phones, your cell phone number or your email address, and they can connect it to, anything, other sites that they may be on, or if they have any criminal background or any background issues. So there are different resources that you can tap to online to use that. But the internet is a great thing. You can find out so much about people.
Oh yeah.
Just typing in a phone number.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but just practice common sense and of course practice safety first.
So tell people how they can get MyBoopy.
MyBoopy. It's MyBoopy.
And you got to explain that. You got to explain the name real quick.
MyBoopy is, that Boopy is my husband's pet name that I actually given him when we first met. And I didn't realize at the time when I called him that actually that is a true term of endearment. When we were looking up names for the app, obviously MyBoopy made sense because it's inspired by the fact that we met online. It's inspired by the fact that it's a term of endearment. But when we actually looked it up, Urban Dictionary had it listed as, as a word, and it means a term of endearment of one love, one to another. So it was more than appropriate for the sake of that.
That's so sweet.
So if you want to download the app, if you have an iOS device, that means if you have an iPhone or an iPad or an iPod Touch, you can download the app at the iTunes App Store. Or if you have an Android device, you can go to the Google Play Store. The app is it's free to download. And right now we are doing premium features for free, which one of the premium features that we have that's pretty unique is that we have a video profile. And so, we're in the age of catfishing. I don't know if you've heard of that term, but it's how
people kind of
Yeah, the catfishing term, to kind of avoid that, we actually have an option for people to post a 30-second video of themselves. And that's part of what goes into the premium package. And, they say a word, picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, video,
tells the story.
Yeah, exactly. It really tells the story. So, yeah, free to download. Premium features are free for a limited time. You have nothing to lose.
All right, and everything to gain, right?
Everything to gain.
Including a husband. Well, I thank you. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we can touch bases again and see how MyBoopy is doing with some real success stories via the app.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anissa Oden, CEO and founder of MyBoopy.
Yeah.